Good morning, guys, and welcome to the Camp Financial Stock Market Update. So let's take a look at the heat map yesterday. First, we'll start with the sectors as a whole. The S&P 500 is down about 0.3%, the NASDAQ down about 0.12%, and the Dow Jones down about 0.55%. Looking at the S&P, the glowing bright red yesterday was Johnson and Johnson. It was down 3.1%. I also see Goldman Sachs is pretty bright red as well. So when we get this pulled up, we'll take a look at that. So while that's pulling up, let's take a look. So I've got 3 stocks kind of to watch today. After earnings last night, you got IBM. They disappointed majorly, so you're going to see IBM as the main red, bright red, glowing on the S&P 500 tomorrow. YHOO looked to be pretty much, what was expected. Not really any fluctuation. And NAVI slightly disappointed, but they are purchasing student loans, education loans from JP Morgan, which is going to add to their their balance sheet. I guess it's really going to be a liability, but Navient has been the one company that's been fairly successful at collecting on student loan debt. They pay a good dividend, and they've consistently been able to have earnings, not great earnings, but earnings where the street expects it. So, like I said, we've seen Johnson & Johnson down 3.1% in the drug manufacturers, and that whole area was down yesterday. Goldman Sachs down 4.72%. Again, pretty much all of the investment brokers were down yesterday. Let's see if we got some. We got some other bright red up here with Apache down 3.9% in the independent oil and gas sector. Again, another sector that was pretty much all red. A lot of bright red in the wholesale drugs as well. Cardinal Health down 11.5%, McKesson down 4.6%, and AmerisourceBergen down almost 5% as well. So it's a rough day for the drug manufacturers, drug wholesalers, you name it. So let's look at the industrial equipment wholesalers. You got WW Grainger down 11.4%. Fastenal down 3.36%. So let's look now. I think we've pretty much gone through all the bright reds here. Regions Financial down 4.6. Let's pop in to some of the successful trades here, or the 6 companies that traded well yesterday. CBS up 1.8%. Had a good day. We got up 1.94% on international paper. Both of those sectors as a whole pretty much were green. Telecoms were a mixed bag. The semiconductors, you've got Microchip up 1.5%. And Broadcom was the only one that was down in that sector. So a pretty good day for them as well. Let's see if we got some other. The healthcare REITs, again, people searching for yield right now until the bond yields come up. There's still going to be that desire for yield. The consumer beverage, or the soft drink companies, all performed well yesterday. Textile manufacturers, let's see, there was one that was up. Foot Locker was up 0.08%. We've got Nike down 0.23, Coach down 0.5, and Fossil down 1.19 in that sector. Kraft Heinz up about 1%. So we've really got a mixed bag. Financials and healthcare and basic materials seem to do the worst. Utilities and, well, I guess the REITs are part of the financials, so I can't say all the financials, but most financials were flat to down a little bit. So like I said, with that said, let's go back to so you mentioned IBM, expect that to be down big today. YHOO pretty much flat, and then Navient, as I said, it should be pretty much flat. They seem to had a it wasn't a great report and wasn't terrible. I haven't been able to read the whole thing yet, but once I get a chance to read it, I'll come back. This Navient was one that I've liked for a while because of the stock or because of the yield on it. See if I can pull that up real quick, and then we'll cut this. Try and cut this a little bit short here today, so we're not going on and on. I'm going to pull up my stock portfolio, our tracking, just to see how that's performed so far this month, and we'll just do this month for today. So Navient is trading about 7 times earnings, about 8 times forward earnings, and it pays a 4.25% dividend. So again, back to what I was saying. So as long as they're paying, as long as they can consistently keep paying that dividend, and they're not having collection problems, which obviously based on earnings that they've had for quite a few months, I think that 4.25% dividend is sustainable. So let's look at their, pull up the full financial results here, see if I can get it up on yahoo.com. So they had net income of 30 cents and earnings after non-recurring costs, they were at 36 cents. Average estimate was earnings of 43 cents, so they were quite a bit off. So the stock is down about 8% this year, and the S&P up about 5%. But they are up. If for the last year, they're up almost 20%. So it's all about when you get into these stocks, right? I mean, if you get in when they're at their top, then you're going to feel the pain. If you get in early enough that you can ride the wave up, then you're going to get the income that you want. You're going to get the price appreciation that you want, and that's what we're looking to do in any stocks that we're buying. Not just Navient, but anything that we've gotten into. So let me take a look real quick. So in our technical trading system, again, that's one that's just based on the moving averages. So far, we've had a pretty rough year. It's down about 3% versus the S&P up 4.6%. Our undervalued purchases, see if I can find the end of that there. There we go. So it's up about 7.67% versus the S&P at 4.6. So that one's performed pretty well. And then our most tested system, our oldest system that we've used, and that is our quantitative and fundamental and technical. It takes all of it into consideration. I actually don't have the year to date on here, and it won't let me calculate because I'm not signed in, but I can tell you. So we were up 3.5% in January, up 3.08% in February, up 4.16% in March, and then we're actually still ahead of the S&P so far in the month of April. We're down 0.39 versus the S&P being down 0.87. So that system has performed very well this year. So alright guys, that is it for today. If you have any specific stocks you'd like to ask questions about, send me an email, chrism@campfinancial.net. Otherwise, we will see you next time. Take care.